What's up, guys? It is Chris back for Watch Chris. Today, we're talking about the best watches under $300. I've compiled a list of at least 10 watches. There's actually a lot more watches on this list. We're going to be talking about all of them in this video. These are really watches that I think are the best watches under $300. It's somewhat subjective. There are tons of watches out there that could be on this list. However, I've compiled some of my favorites under $300. So, let's talk about the first pick on this list. First watch on this list is a watch that sort of swooped in the absence of the SKX. When Seiko discontinued the SKX, this watch stepped up its game and took over the crown as probably the best affordable dive watch that you can buy. Of course, I'm talking about the Citizen Promaster Dive Eco Drive or automatic. Now, they do sort of run the gamut in prices. You could buy one under $300. If it's an Eco Drive, they're a little bit more than $300 on a strap for the automatics. However, you can definitely get them for that $300 price point. These are excellent watches. Of course, if they're automatics, you're getting a Citizen Miyota movement inside. If they're not, you're getting an Eco Drive. And Eco Drives are obviously solar powered. They're great watches, very rugged. Now they're getting sapphire crystals. They come in a few different sizes, starting at 37 millimeters, going up to around 43 millimeters. They all get 200 meters of water resistance. They're ISO certified. They have great build quality. They get sapphire crystals now. And obviously that's a big step up from Hardlex that you still get from Seiko at the price of a Promaster. The next watch on this list is a brand that I don't think I've ever mentioned here on Watch Chris. It's kind of crazy, but it's Festina. Festina recently came out with an integrated bracelet watch that is pretty incredible for the price. This is called the Rive, R-I-V-E. They make it in automatic and in quartz. The one that we're talking about right now is quartz. I think the quartz is actually better looking than the automatic, in my opinion. Festina were founded in Switzerland in 1902. They're currently a Spanish-owned company. I actually did not know that, and I was very surprised to actually find that out. They make some very affordable watches. They make Swiss watches. Some of their watches aren't Swiss. This specific watch that we're talking about is Swiss, so this is getting a Swiss quartz movement. It comes in quartz and automatic, like I said, but the quartz is under $300. I think it starts at $295. Integrated bracelet watch. The specific one that I like is the green dial. That's the F20052/6. The dial pattern radiates from the 6 o'clock position from the date. It's metallic and it kind of looks like a PRX with a little bit more style. I like the H-link bracelet that they're putting it on, and it has a coin edge bezel. So the bezel on here is coin edge. It looks a little bit more dressy than what you would get from a PRX. It's overall a little bit more than a PRX, in my opinion, when it comes to the quartz versions. These are Swiss made as well. You're getting a sapphire crystal and 100 meters of water resistance. So very cool watch for under $300. Next watch on this list is a watch that I specifically own. It is the Greenport from Long Island Watches. Now, Long Island Watches, if you are not familiar, located on Long Island. Mark from Long Island Watches is a real watch guy. He's a true watch collector. He has hundreds of watches in his collection. He makes a lot of different homages to Seikos and a few other brands. However, this is one of his original designs. It gets tons of specs. It's a really good looking watch and it comes in under $300. Actually, $279. That's the reason why I bought this watch. It's a really well-made watch for a very affordable price. You're getting a ceramic bezel, sapphire crystal, a Miyota automatic inside, 200 meters of water resistance. So you're getting a lot for your money with Long Island Watches. Not only this watch, but basically every watch that they make. They also put a ton of lume on all of their watches. So if you buy an Islander, you're never going to be disappointed. I really love my Islander. It's one of those watches that I'll keep in my collection because it's a great go-to watch when you want something that is very affordable, something that you're not going to worry about, but you want something that's really well made and also very good looking. Okay, the next brand and the next watches that I'm going to mention on this video are Timex. I have a few watches on this list, so I'm going to go through it pretty quickly. I love Timex. I think that's no secret. I think they make really high quality watches, or pretty high quality watches for the price. And a lot of the styles that they are making, a lot of the reissues that they're making, I really do appreciate. I love some of their designs. And I'm going to start with an automatic, and then I'm going to go to a quartz. So I have a pick here. One is automatic, one is quartz, but I will name some other watches that I think are a really good value under $300. Ultimately, I will give you 2 picks. So I'm going to start with the automatic. I think a lot of people would immediately gravitate to the M79. The M79 is a go-to watch for a lot of people. It's an integrated bracelet watch inspired by the Timex. It gets a Miyota automatic movement, a bidirectional friction-fitted bezel. It also gets something that a lot of other watch brands get wrong. It gets an acrylic crystal. So you could actually buff this crystal out when it does get scratched up. I'd rather this than a Hardlex crystal. I think Timex gets this. They don't put a ton of Hardlex or mineral crystals on their watches. I might also choose the Expedition North in titanium. That comes in over $300, so that's the reason why I'm not actually picking that watch for this list, but that's also a really great watch. That's a field watch in titanium. It gets sapphire crystal, 200 meters of water resistance. You really can't go wrong. That also gets a Miyota 8 series. The automatics usually are getting in a Miyota 8 series, and they've been using some other movements recently, but that's what those watches are getting. The watch that I actually would pick is the Waterbury Dive Automatic in 40 millimeters. They actually made a limited edition with Hodinkee that Hodinkee were recently selling for $59 on their website. Those completely sold out. However, they still sell the Waterbury on their website. They come in at around $279 on a bracelet. They're $199 on a strap. You're getting a red wing strap, which is really nice. These still get mineral crystals. However, with that being said, I still love this watch because of the styling behind it. It looks like a very straightforward, good-looking, vintage-inspired dive watch with a flat mineral crystal. It's $199. You're getting 100 meters of water resistance. It's just a good-looking watch, and I would absolutely get it on the bracelet. However, they are popular. They sell out on a regular basis. And for my quartz pick, I would pick either the Marlin Chrono or the Timex Chrono in this category because I think both of those watches are really, really good looking. They're both 40 millimeters. You're getting a little bit more functionality with the Timex because that has a rotating bezel, so it does actually get a bezel. I do like the bracelet on the Marlin Chrono better than the one on the Timex Chrono, but I think both of them are very good looking watches. They come in a few different colors. I would probably, if I had to pick one, go with the Timex Chrono because overall I love the design of this watch. Now, normally in videos like this, I don't bring up AliExpress brands. However, I think any video that someone is doing when they're talking about affordable watches under $300, you have to bring up San Martin. Now, it's at San Martin or San Martin, I don't know. However, they make very affordable watches at what seems to be impossible quality levels. They are very well made. They have automatic movements. They get incredible lume. Their bracelets usually have micro adjust. I'm going to talk about 2 watches in this video that I absolutely love from the brand. The first one is one of their own design. It's a dive watch. They came out in some wild colors. I actually have one. It's on a mesh bracelet with micro adjust. It gets a really solid sounding bezel. It gets really bright lume, really bright colors overall. It's around a 40 millimeter dive watch. These had automatic movements. I believe these were a Chinese automatic movement or an NH base. I don't remember, but I know that they cost around $200 and change, and they get 200 meters of water resistance. So these are incredible watches for an incredible price. The second watch I want to mention is their GMT, the GMTs that are inspired by Grand Seiko. They get a textured dial. They're really nicely sized, around 38 or 39 millimeters. You're getting an NH34 inside, so you're getting a Seiko movement inside. These are finished really well. They look really good. You really can't go wrong with a watch that costs well under $300 with great finishing and a very good movement inside. There's really nothing you could say. Also, they get 100 meters of water resistance and, of course, good lume. Next brand we're talking about is Casio. I have 2 watches to mention here. One is the Edifice. If you're not familiar with the Edifice, they are very thin. They make an integrated bracelet version that comes in a bunch of different colors. I don't think they've varied in size yet. I think they're around 41 millimeters or 42 millimeters, somewhere in that range. I think they're 41 millimeters. I've actually featured a number of them here on my channel. The bracelets are really nice. Like I said, they are thin. You can get them in a bunch of different colors. You're getting 100 meters of water resistance, and you're getting a sapphire crystal. So there's a lot that goes into these watches, and they come in at around $100. Sometimes you can get them under $100. I think that is a fantastic bargain, and you can buy those brand new at that price. The next watch is a watch that recently came out. I really like these watches. I have yet to buy one, but I really do want to buy a Protrek. I really like the look of this Casio. I've seen a bunch in the past. They keep on coming out with special editions. Recently, they came out with a very affordable edition. It comes out to around, I think it's under $200, like $169, something like that. It's the Protrek PRJB001B-2ER. It's new for 2024. It gets a bungee cord strap, which I think looks really good. It's fabric. It's a cloth strap with a bungee cord. It's made out of plastic, but it looks like a rugged, fun watch, and it's obviously pretty affordable as well. I think you're getting a lot of functionality with these as well, like you normally would from the Protrek. I think it's all the same functionality, tough solar, 100 meters of water resistance, all that good stuff put into a watch that's pretty damn affordable. I really like these watches, and I definitely would recommend them. Next on this list is a watch that you probably would not expect. I don't think anybody has ever spoken about this watch on YouTube. It is a Bulova. It's called the Bulova Classic. It's a tank watch, and it just looks so good for under $300. It's getting a textured dial. Yes, it's a quartz. However, these are classy looking watches. If you like the Frank Sinatra watches, and those are maybe a little bit too expensive for you, this is under $300 from Bulova, and it gets a lot of class. It's really just a classy looking watch. It's a tank, and it has the Bulova name on it. Something about the Bulova name, for me, it just is a little bit more special than maybe Casio, even though Casio do make tank watches that are very affordable. This looks good, has that Bulova name, so to me, this is just a little bit of a step up from maybe another affordable watch. I really love these watches, and I think they make some high quality watches as well. This is a good looking watch for 300 bucks. However, it is not my pick. The pick that I'm making here is an iconic watch from Bulova. It's probably one of the most iconic watches of all time that people just don't talk about. It's the watch that won the war. Of course, I'm talking about the Bulova Hack. It's the watch that helped us win World War II. This is a very important watch, and Bulova reissued it in a very affordable form. If you go on their website, you can get these under $300 from the Bulova website all day long. Of course, they hack. You're getting a hardlex crystal, so a mineral crystal on these. You're getting an automatic movement inside. It is an 8 series Miyota movement. Like I said, it does hack. These are pretty true to the original in design. They're 38 millimeters. Just overall really good looking watches that come on a NATO strap. You really can't get an icon for under $300, but that's not true because you can get a Bulova Hack, and it is a true icon in watchmaking. All right, you probably thought I wasn't going to mention G-Shock, but you were wrong. I did mention Casio. I wanted to separate Casio out from the G-Shock. I'm going to mention the GShock Square here. There are tons of different versions of the GShock Square out there. There are tons of limited editions. You can get them for around $100 and change up to thousands of dollars, depending on the materials and the limited edition versions that are out there. Some of them are very collectible, but I'm just talking about the DW5600, the Square G-Shock, a watch that you can buy for well under $200 all day long. A great looking everyday sports watch that could basically do anything. In a lot of cases, you can actually get it under $100, but you could pretty much do anything with these watches. Diving, swimming, hiking, it doesn't matter. You can do everything with the G-Shock, and they're very reliable and a great companion. Okay, so we're coming to the end of this list. The next watch on this list is really become an icon. It's one of those watches that came out a few years ago and has taken the watch world by storm. There's so many people out there who talk about the Tissot PRX because it's a great watch. What Tissot did with the PRX is make an iconic watch right off the bat. It became an icon immediately, and there's a good reason for it. It's affordable, it's good looking, it's well made. I'm talking about the quartz version here. Now, I did mention another watch in this list that I think was a little bit, or I think is a little bit nicer than this watch, but I couldn't make this list without mentioning the Tissot PRX, so that's why I'm putting it on this list. You can get them for under $300 at places like Joma Shop, and in fact, you can get some of the automatics very close to $300 if you really want one of those, and you can get the quartz versions under $300. So they're great watches that are very affordable, and I highly recommend them. Last but not least, my last pick on this list is the most controversial pick. And the reason why it's most controversial is because I'm picking Zeos here. Zeos or Zeos, doesn't matter what you want to call them. They are very fast selling watches. And the specific watch that I'm talking about is the Swordfish. They come out with a dive watch version. They have a field watch version. They come out with a bunch of different materials as well. The one that I'm talking about here is their basic dive watch model or their basic field watch model in stainless steel. I'm not sure if they've actually come out with the field watch in stainless steel. The dive watch they have, and you were able to get these around $279, and these do go up to around $400 or $379 or $399, depending on the version, when they go past that initial offering. But usually they don't. They usually sell out. So if you go on their website right now, they don't have any Swordfish for sale. But that does anger people a lot. They make incredible watches for the price, and that's the reason why they sell out so quickly, because people really want them. You're getting an automatic movement, some incredible lume, some of the best lume that you will experience on a watch under $1,000, not $300, under $1,000. You're getting automatic movements. You're getting a dive watch with 200 meters, sometimes 300 meters of water resistance, depending on the Swordfish. And of course, you're getting micro adjust at this price. So on the fly micro adjust from a watch that costs under $300. That's the reason why they sell out so quickly. That's the reason why they are controversial, because a lot of people can't get their hands on it. So they get upset. And I don't blame them, because obviously it's a great watch and you definitely would want one in your collection. Tell me what you guys think about the list that I put together here. I know there are a lot more watches that you could include in this list for, the best watches or your favorite watches under $300, but I had to limit it to what I thought was a good value for under $300. I named a lot of watches in this list. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. Are there watches that I missed? I know there are, so definitely add those comments down below. Do you disagree with some of the watches that I mentioned in this list? Also add that comment down below. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you guys think about what I'm talking about. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon, all of that good stuff. And I will catch you guys in the next video.